People overthink lamb shoulder, but really it's the braise that does all the work for you. Somebody asked me about lamb shoulder chops, which worked out well because I actually cooked a bunch of lamb shoulder chops the other night because they're cheap. Love lamb shoulder chops. First of all, we should be eating more lamb, more of that ruminant meat. It's really good for you. Great high quality protein. But the lamb shoulder chops, they braise easily and quickly until they're falling off the bone tender. I wanna say this was like $5 or $6 a pound, really simple. And then we've got our vegetables, carrots, onions, celery. I'm gonna work some apple in there. So one way to make lamb less, well, I shouldn't say less gamey, I should say way to complement the game flavor is you can use a lot of sweet and acidic like fruits and vegetables along with the lamb. We're gonna pepper in some apple. We're gonna sneak a little apple into the braising liquid. Oh yeah, you get crazy.
You're naughty.
And so that just got weird. For the seasoning, here's one of the tricks, okay? We've got an organic raspberry leaf tea, all right? So what Lauren's gonna do is she's gonna break this tea leaf, this tea bag open, and then she's gonna rub that all over the lamb, and then I'm gonna start cutting our mirepoix, and then we're gonna take this party over to the stove. So it's gonna be like a raspberry tea rubbed braised lamb chop, all for less than, well, let's see, this would probably be like less than 12, 13 bucks. And some time, but time is love, and love is everything. So to make this meal a little bit more substantial, right? So almost like a stew, because we're gonna add some starch to it. I'm just gonna do a sweet potato. I love the sweetness of the sweet potato or the yam. Take this down into a large dice. All right, so now we'll get a little bit of apple in here too that we're gonna add to our braising liquid. This can just be roughly chopped because it doesn't really matter. This is more for flavor and a little bit of bite. To summarize, 2 lamb chops, carrots, onions, celery, apple, any apple works, green apple, red apple, purple apple, yellow apple, orange apple, indigo apple, violet apple, you name it, Roy G. Biv apple. And we're gonna take this party over to the stove. Welcome to our stove. So I got some beef tallow, about 2 tablespoons. I'm just gonna add to this braising pan. So I'm adding the lamb in here. We got a beautiful sear on both sides. So now I'm gonna pull the lamb chops out. And you got all those bits in the pan right there, right? Oh yeah, baby, okay? And you can smell, for those of you that aren't in the kitchen with us, you can smell the tea right now. So now I'm gonna add all my carrots, onions, and celery, okay? And I'm gonna add my apples in here, right? Now that's gonna release liquid, which is what we want. Now the key is, once again, as we've always said, season throughout, because you don't want seasoning at the end, you want layers of flavor. One thing that people don't realize, and this is an important point, when you're trying to caramelize vegetables, no matter what it is, onions, carrots, you always want to salt early because the salt draws the moisture out, right? Which then allows the vegetables to brown quicker. All right, so I'm gonna add chicken stock now to this braise, okay? Then I'm gonna add my lamb back to the braise, right? So it's like basically 3/4 covered. There we go. Now we wanna bring this up to a simmer, and some of this liquid that dripped off the pan while it was resting, put that in. I've got some garlic. I like to add just like the whole garlic clove in there. It'll break down and then that way I can pull it out. Yeah, but the key is, before you put a braise in the oven, I want everybody to stop, pause, remember this, write it down, call your friends, call your family, this is important. Before you put a braise in the oven, you have to bring it to a boil in the center of the braise before you put it in the oven, because if it's just lightly simmering on the outside, when you put it in the oven and the temperature drops, it's gonna take a long time for it to come up to that lazy bubble, and that's where your meat can get tough. So you need to make sure that before you put your braise in the oven, it's boiling in the center. And there we go. It's going right in the center there. So now we cover it, okay? And we're gonna throw it into a 300-degree oven.
Watch your hair, watch your hair.
Look at that.
The last thing I need is for his head to catch on fire.
I almost lost it. So we got about 20 minutes left on the lamb braise, so I'm gonna throw the sweet potatoes into the pot right now, and they're gonna steam and kind of simmer to finish. So just throw them right on top of the lamb.
Ooh.
And close it up. And that's it right there. That steam is gonna cook the potatoes enough, and it's gonna be delicious. Here we go.
All right, the moment of truth. Let's see.
The moment of truth. The moment of truth. Is what I've been waiting for.
Is that a song?
I don't know.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh my gosh. That is flavor country right there. Look at that. Look at that. So now what I'm gonna do, so these sweet potatoes, right? Look at this. They have soaked up all the flavor from the lamb. Look at how tender they are. They're pork tender. So I'm gonna like gently scoop out this sweet potato. This is the garlic right here. So you pull this out and you can actually now separate the cloves. Like you can break, this is really hot, so I don't wanna do it, but you can actually like break into these cloves. Look at that garlic clove. Now I'll take this garlic and I'll spread it on toast, and then I'll eat the lamb with the toast, and I'll spread this sheepy garlic on there. So that's why I throw the whole head of garlic in there. Use it later as a condiment. So we got this stew with the apple in there, right? Like this is all the mirepoix broken down. You got carrots in there, you got the apple. Now I'm just gonna take these lamb chops, right? And by the way, these are like, look at how these are falling apart. We'll show you that in a second, but I'm not done, okay? Oh yeah, like falling apart. Absolutely falling apart. Now, okay, I got all this beautiful braising liquid in there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna throw in, I got a couple tablespoons of butter here. I'm gonna throw this back onto the stove, okay? And I'm just gonna simmer this and pull it all together with the butter sauce. There you go. Just a quick simmer. This is so rich that I need acid in the sauce to cut through that richness. So I'm going to use some fig vinegar, some savory fig vinegar, but I'm also gonna hit the top of this with a little bit of the vinegar too, okay? Because I want that acidity to brighten all of this up. Okay, there we go. All right. Now I'm just gonna stir this together. Oh
man,
yeah.
That smells so rich.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at that sauce. I mean, that is just pure, there's so much flavor in there from all of the gelatin that broke down from the lamb, in addition to the apple, everything. Like this is one of the richest braising liquids. Now all I'm gonna do here is I'm going to pour this over the stew. That is like the ultimate lamb stew right there.
Wow.
The key here, now of course you can add like fresh thyme, sage, just a little basic poultry mix on the fresh herbs, just to add richness and season. Let's get some fresh cracked pepper. Now, if you really wanted to be silly, you could hit this with like a ton of fresh Parmesan at the end. I'm gonna leave it as is, but I want a lot of that pepper on there. What I want you to see is just like, look at how this just falls apart, okay? So look at this, like, look at this meat just, it's got a little bite to it, but see how tender it is? Just falls apart, right? Look at that.
Could you also do this in a crock pot?
Oh yeah, you could do it in a crock pot.
That would be a really easy crock pot.
Yep, very easy crock pot, but
dish.
like just the richness of that sauce on there.
Wow.
I know Lauren's on a fast right now, but I'm gonna give this a go. If this was in a restaurant, I would serve this for like 45 bucks in a bowl. I wouldn't, because I'm not a price gouger, but in New York City, like you could. And look, you got the sweet potatoes, now all those juices have soaked in there, the carrots.
This would be a really good
fresh
Thanksgiving dish too.
Yeah, it would be. So delicious.
Yummy.